Hi everybody and welcome to my channel, Stitching with the Dachshund. My name is Sherry and this is a channel mainly about cross stitch, but I do throw in a little bit of life, a little bit of crochet, a little bit of applique, just whatever project that I have worked on for the last week or so, sometimes the last month. But I'm actually doing pretty good coming back 2 weeks, I believe, so pretty good. For my life update, my family update, if you follow me on Instagram, then you know that my dachshund Daisy, who is why my channel is named Stitching with the Dachshund, passed away last Monday. So I will keep the name Stitching with the Dachshund, of course. And after we get our house built and we all get moved in and everything is settled, I will probably adopt another dachshund. I do have Baxter, who is a Chiweenie, and he's here with us in the little kennel down here. He's a little lost this last week. It's been tough on him, but he's very old also. But all three of my dachshunds, since I've started doing Flosstube, were very old, and Daisy was extremely old for a dachshund. So she's buried next to Ted out in the country. So we have Baxter and Victoria still. And when we get moved, I will probably rescue or adopt a older dachshund, because cute little puppy dachshunds are easy to be adopted, but usually the older ones, people don't want those. But I will be more than happy to adopt an older dachshund when the time is right. So, other life update, house has not moved forward. I'm so frustrated with the bank. It's just one thing after another. Kids are all doing okay. Robert's doing okay. So we're going to move right into stitching. Not bad, 2 minutes. So I got through talking about Daisy without crying. Okay, so this last weekend was 24 hours of cross stitch, and it's the first time that I've actually been able to participate in the 24 hours of cross stitch. And I know I won't be able to participate in the next one because I believe, I'm not 100% sure, I'll have to check, but I believe it falls over a weekend where my nephew's getting married. So I won't get it done. But this one, I really enjoyed participating in it. So I'm going to go over what my plans were and how if I achieved it. So, come up with a plan for 24 hours of cross stitch, and you do it over a Friday, Saturday, Sunday time period. So that gives you enough time, if you're not working or if you don't have other plans, to maybe squeeze that in. You don't have to do it in 24 hours straight. You break it up as to how you can do it to see if you can achieve 24 hours of cross stitch. Now, I wanted to do it mainly just to get a kickstart on a couple of projects that I had, and I'll talk about those in a second. Sometimes I do what I call my marathon. If you follow me, oh, I just kicked that, I'm sorry. If you follow me on Instagram, which I hope you do, it's Stitching with the Dachshund. I post a lot more on my Instagram. I post almost every day. But I do stories every once in a while. Well, I'll do what I call a marathon. And it's usually 4 or 5 hours where I set aside and I cross stitch. And it's usually late in that evening or a late afternoon on a rainy or too hot day to go out and do anything. And I post every hour, like first hour, second hour, third hour, just to get like a big jump start on a project. I did it for Queen Bee, and I was really happy I did it, because I can get really, when I have a goal, I get really focused. So I was able to get the body of Queen Bee done in one of my marathons. So I often do that. So 24 hours of cross stitch sounded fun to me. So what I decided to do was 3 projects. I wanted to work on Thanksgiving from Twin Peak Primitives. I wanted to work on Valentine's Sampler from Twin Peak Primitives. And I wanted to start Cowboy Boots by Joan Elliott. Okay. If you know anything about it, I've said it over and over in my things. This will be the 3rd start for my Cowboy Boots. So I was really excited to get that going. So my plan was, on Friday night, I had the house and the doves. I think I had a little bit of the crown up here to do on Friday, and all of this side. So that's what I worked on Friday night or Friday all day. You know, I'd work on it for a while, put it down, and then go work on it again. I had a stopwatch right beside me, and I would like poke it when I start stitching and stop it if I went to do something else. So by the Friday night, by 11:30, I want to say, I had managed to get all of this side done and the crown. So that was a rough one, but I knew that I wanted to get a big hunk of this one done. And it's a little bit more time consuming than what I thought, actually. Oh, I think I finished February too. Whoops. So only when I put this down on Friday night, all I needed to finish was this side. And it's a lot smaller than the other side. So Friday night, I was happy. I got about 10 hours of stitching done on Friday night. Now, Saturday was put aside to do nothing but start and work on cowboy boots. You see this year of whip tag I have up here? Yeah. This has been in my year of whips 2 years now. So it didn't even get touched last year. So I really wanted to get this one done. This is for Robert. He bought it for me when I first started cross stitching, and I want to get it done. But my needles were getting, you know how they get spurs or they just get a little, and I'm sure you can file them off and stuff like that, but they were having some issues. And what I do when I have a big project is I have one of these things, and you know they're one of those door hangers that you can, they're plastic foam, and you can decorate them up, and they're used for church crafts, kid crafts, all over the place. But what Robert did for me was he went out to his press and he pressed a series of holes in them. And I used this one on another project already. So I flipped it over and I write the symbol and the number down on that. And when I quit stitching with the thread, I leave the needle. If it had thread on it, I just leave the needle. I poke it in there, it's foam. And so that when I go back to that color, I already have thread on it. So when I do one of these big projects and I have this thing and I leave the needles, my needles get taken up. And I don't want to take them out of another project. My nativity has one of these and it's loaded. It's all the way around with thread and needles. So I didn't want to steal any of those needles. So I had ordered some needles from Country Cottage and I was waiting for them to come in. And that Saturday morning, I knew that I really wanted to start this. And I was like, oh, what if it doesn't come in today? Even though it says it's coming in today, what if it doesn't come in today? So me and Robert went down to Needleworks, Copper's Cove Needleworks, and saw Lois and a new employee. Hi. I'm really feel bad, but I can't remember her name when they introduced me. I'm so bad with names, but she seems to be really sweet and a really good helper. So I can't wait to see more of her. Trixie did retire. So I went to mainly get needles. So I got needles and a few other things. And headed back home and was able to start stitching. And I'm glad I did because the needles did arrive, but a few hours later because our mail comes late. So I was able to get a really good, I can put these down, huh? Really good jump start on boots. And I'll show you the progress on that in just a minute. So Saturday, 9 to 10 hours working on this. And it was a dream. The material I've chosen, and it's a Lugana 32 count. And the new needles, it was like stitching in butter. It was so smooth. I loved it. I didn't want to put it down. I kept doing a few stitches and then looking at it and looking at Robert and going, look at this, isn't this pretty? So I spent all day Saturday on this and I was really happy. So by the end of Friday and Saturday, I almost had my hours already, right? Because I had just really dedicated some time to those. So Sunday was my work on Thanksgiving. Because if you follow my Instagram, I've got to the turkeys. And I got all the way up to just his head and his few little feathers right here and ran out of 3371. I looked at a couple of other projects. I thought I had some in another project. And you know what? I probably overlooked it. So I was like, oh no, I got to put this down. So I finished everything but the top of his turkey because I did this turkey in a different color brown. And I'll show you what I did with those in just a minute. So Sunday was dedicated to finishing this piece up, and I did. I got the top of this done and this little orange star right there. I got that finished on Sunday. So I had to finish on Sunday. Yay! I only had like 4 hours to be able to finish, right? But then my kids called Sarah and Michael and wanted us to come over and eat. And I was like, okay. So we went over there and spent time with them and did some other things. And before long, my day had whittled down to nothing. So I was working on that last night. I was working on my last little bit on this. That's how I finished up my last 4 hours, was on this side. And I managed to finish it up a little after 11 last night. So I made 24 hours of cross stitch in the time allowed, and I'm really happy with my progress. Now, this means is I finished my Twin Peak Primitives 2020. At the beginning of the year, when people do their year whips, I do my year whips too. I don't join the actual competition, but I list my year whips, what I want to get done that year. And so I listed those, but then I listed a Twin Peak Primitives 2020, because if you've watched my channel, you know they're one of my favorite designers, and I love what they do. So by finishing those, I finished my Twin Peak Primitives 2020 list. That just means I get to add more to my list, but I'm really happy that I finished those. Oh, I keep kicking that. I am so sorry. I got long legs. Let me just stick right out there. So let me show you what I finished up on my 24 hours cross stitch. And it's absolutely gorgeous. There's Thanksgiving. Aren't they cute? You can tell that the two turkeys are two different colors. Now, I really wanted to get these finished because in the new house, I want a big Christmas tree, and Robert even designed it so I have windows that I could put my tree in front of that faces the street. And but during the year, I wanted to get like a Halloween tree and a 4th of July tree. So I thought I had this brilliant idea. I wanted to get a window with 6 panels in it, an old window that had glass in it, and clean it up and, you know, sand it some. But I wanted that kind of to be my tree so that I could hang it on the wall, and with the Inviso strips, put little hangers in there. And then for like Thanksgiving or fall, hang those 6 things up in there. So that's, and then change it for the 4th of July or change it for spring or whatever I wanted to do, Easter, Christmas, whatever. And so that's why I really wanted to get this done, because I don't have very many Thanksgiving things. That also made me want to pull out one of my other ones that I thought I'd given up on, but we'll touch on that later. So I was really, really happy to get Thanksgiving done, but doesn't she look great? I love it. And that's also the reason that I wanted to get Valentine's sampler done also, because now this is a little bit bigger than what I think it'll still fit in the panel, but it's a little bit bigger than an ornament, but I love it. Now, the material I picked, and when I did white, it blended right into it. You can see in here the white underneath the people's feet, but looking at it, you can't see it. If I'm just looking at it, I can't tell where it is. So I changed up the white to this icy look because it looked like snow anyway. So I was like, oh, I'll just make kind of a tint of blue, which then I liked, and I made the doves blue. And I made the tree over here that color. So I was really enjoying it. So February's done, our Valentine's sampler is done, and Thanksgiving. And that got me over the hump of finishing Twin Peak Primitives 2020. And this right here is, I talked about it in my last video. I had just started it. As a matter of fact, let me see. I've got it not noted right there. This is Little Christmas House, I believe is what it's called, by Twin Peak Primitives. Isn't that pretty? I really enjoy doing those letters. I'm not a big house person, but I do like doing letters and alphabets. And like I said, I think that's funny that some people are house people and some people are alphabet people. So I really enjoy that. And the tree was fun to do too. So right here in my hand, 3 Twin Peak Primitives projects. I'm super stoked about getting them done. So while we're talking about Twin Peak Primitives, when I started off in January with my year whips and my Twin Peak Primitives, I had 8 Twin Peak Primitive projects that I put on my list that I wanted to work through and hopefully finish in 2020. And I even have a hashtag, Twin Peak Primitives 2020. If you want to throw anything on there, you know, feel free. So I wanted to show you the 8 projects that I had chosen for Twin Peaks Primitives 2020. The first one that went on there was Bee Fairy. I think she's a doll. I'm really super excited. Well, some of these are actually ironed. Now, home is where the chickens are. That one I made for my sister. So, but I'm looking at that. I don't know, it might get stolen. So, and then next, the third one I had chosen was Twins Christmas Tree. And this is a recent finish, actually. Get that. Not ironed. So, number 3 on the Twin Peaks Primitives. Oh, one of my favorites. I absolutely adore this one. Woolly Halloween. I love it. Oh my goodness. I love it. So that was number 4 or 5. Oh no, Little Christmas House was number 5. And then Farm Fresh Eggs was number 6 on my list. Isn't she a beauty? She's a big girl laying eggs. I love it. And then number 7 was Thanksgiving, and number 8 was Valentine Sampler. So those are 8 Twin Peaks Primitives that I finished in 2020. I'm super stoked about that. Let me put these over here away from the ink pen so they won't get dirty. Okay. So that was that. Now, am I done with Twin Peaks Primitives? No, not at all. There's a couple that I want to do. The next one that I want to jump in onto is the Lone Star State. Can't wait to get started on that one. I have the material. This is the material I'm going to do it on. And I bought the, turn it around. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. Giving it all different angles. This is a 32 count dark cobblestone Lugana. Even weave. I think I'm in love with it. So anyway, that is one that I'm going to start. But don't forget, I still got my Year of Whips 2020 that I'm working on. So I got a lot to do. Now my printer really sucked today. So I even changed the ink and it didn't help. So I don't know what's happening. So I'll probably be inserting pictures that this is a freebie that they had, and it's parts for freebies. It's prettier, of course, than what that says. And then Noah's Ark, which this is a horrible picture, and I will definitely insert one here if I can. It is so cute. You can't see it, but right in here, 2 horses. So cute. So I'm going to add those to my Twin Peaks Primitive 2020. If they don't get done, then they're just going to move to Twin Peaks Primitive 2021, and I'll keep working on them, which I know that I will get more Twin Peaks Primitives patterns. I just know it. So let me see, what else have I done? Well, let's just talk about whips right now. I did the 24 hour. Okay, so let's do some whips. So you saw boots, which I started this one on Saturday during 24 hours of cross stitch. And you saw how I do my threads on it. This is how far I got on it. Oh my God, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. This is the boot I'm working on right there. Oh, right there. So, got a long way to go. So, but I am enjoying this. This is a Lugana. I don't know the color. It is actually wrapped up. It's right there. I can see it. I thought I wouldn't be able to see it. Light. Okay, just for y'all, I'm going to pop this off so I can look at it. Light taupe Lugana. So I'm excited. She's a beautiful fabric to work with. I'm enjoying it very much. So my pile is going over there. So that was one whip. I did not put any stitches into my haunted plantation. That none. So whoops, I've got it. I've got my Battle of Hastings. I got my Nativity, and I didn't touch them since the last video. So there's no use of getting them out. But I will, oh, Cardinal. I'll be working on Cardinal. Is on my year whips. So my year whips that I have left is Phantom Plantation, Cowboy Boots, the Nativity, and Cardinal. And this one is the Cardinal. And I've shown it before. And this is where I'm at on her. I am. So I did post that I'd be showing it some love this month, so it needs to get some love. So that, and you know what, if I just really focus on it, I could get that one finished. But I think the white has got me bogged down. So I think once I get past the white and get into some of the acorns, then I'll move a little quicker. Okay, everybody knows that this has come out, right? And I'm not going to do a flip through because there's tons of flip throughs out there. But what I am going to do is show you what I liked and what's going to get stitched. So we're going to start back here. Now these are my ones that hit me that I want to get stitched. So that one, Time to Fly by Stitchy Fish Designs. This is We Wish You a Happy Halloween. That one I think is super cute. I want to stitch it. I've got them marked. Just got to roll to the next one. This one is so cute. Okay. Downdraft. Isn't that cute? That is just, I want to do that one so bad. I want to do that one so bad. When I went to the needleworkers shop this weekend, I bought the beads and I bought the threads because I wanted to do it. What attracted me was those colors and how they put it together. And I know I could do a DMC, but I wanted that. So I spent the money on getting the call for threads for that one because I want that look right there. So that one is actually number 1 to get stitched. Number 2 to get stitched. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? And this is charted in DMC. So I've got everything I need. And the only reason it's not shown here and I'm ready to start it is because I've just been too lazy to pull the threads. That's all. But isn't that a gorgeous one? Okay, so those two definitely are the first. They're 1 and 2. They're what I really want to work on. Some ones that I think that are really cool, and I might honorable mention that I want to get done maybe for my Halloween. I just love that. That's just really, really cool. Okay. And I'll show you on this side. It's this one right here. Now, I just said I don't like doing houses, but something about those birds and those pumpkins, I want to do that one. So I will do it eventually. It's not number 1 or number 2. Oh, and here's another one that I just think is just elegant and lovely. Look at that. October 31st. I think that's a cute one too. So cute. And who doesn't want to do this one if you're a Halloween person? Happy Halloween. That's on the list. And I think there's one more on my list. Oh, yes. Let me see if the second picture might be better. Oh yeah, this one's probably better to show you. It's this one right here. Isn't that cute? I love it. So those are number 1 and 2 that I want to do as soon as I can. And then the honorable mentions. That's what I want to do. So, but there's a lot in here. And if you wanted to see more of what's in here, there's flip-throughs out there, and there's a couple. I want to say 911 Stitcher is giving one away. Oh my goodness, and there's another one giving it away. I can see her face. And I can't think of her name offhand. But there are people who are actually giving that away, and there are people who have done flip-throughs on it all. So you can catch that. Purchases. Well, you saw some of my threads and my beads. I did stop in. I started watching Patricia Ball. She's a Flosstube. She's got 3, I believe, unless she's another one's popped up and I haven't noticed it. She's not new to cross stitch, but new to Flosstube. So this is really the strangest thing. I saw her, and she does project bags, which I got a project bag, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But she also does scissor fobs and needle minders, and I saw this little guy. Isn't that cute? A little doxy head. And I was like, oh, I want to get that, you know, with my channel name, Stitching with the Dachshund. This has got to come home and live with me. And so I ordered it, and it arrived on the same day that Daisy died. So I'm like, whoa, it makes me sad, but I love it too. So that was very special to get that on that day. So she does project bags. And when I ordered this one from her, I usually prefer the vinyl ones. But she didn't have any of the vinyl ones up in her store at the time. But I wanted to support her. She was starting out. I wanted to give her some support, so I went on and ordered it. Cute little inside fabric. Outside. Little zipper finder. And really great quality. I like it. I like it. But the colors, I think I'm going to put something autumny in it to work on. That's what I'm thinking about doing. That's what I'm thinking about doing. Start. So we're going to move into some plans. Other than working on my year whips, I got some things that I want to actually get started too. As I pull up all the stuff. Okay. I want to start this one for a friend of mine who loves the Wizard of Oz, and I can say it because she doesn't watch my channel. Which she, you know what? I'm gonna call her and tell her she better subscribe. But anyway, she's a big fan of Wizard of Oz. And Stitching Buttons just finished this. And the whole time she was showing it in her videos, I was like, oh, I need to start that. I want to start that one. Just haven't gotten around to it. But I've got the material, and I got the DMC pulled. It's ready to go. Just haven't put a needle in the thread and get started. Haven't done that yet. So I'd like to get that and start working on that one. I would also like to start working on my applique chicken. Cute little thing. Just a little rug, mug rug kind of thing. It ain't big at all. Look at this. I mean, it's not going to be big at all. So I'd like to get started on that. I'll do that one. That won't take me very long to actually do it if I get started. I actually bought it for my sister, but I don't know. I see things with chickens for my sister and I buy it and then I do it and I'm like, do I love her that much? I do. I made the egg apron for her. So if you like egg apron, what are you talking about? Go back a few videos. You'll see the egg apron, which I saw hanging up in her house the other day. I want to finish my last Mill Hill thing. As I told you, if I found out, I'm not a big Mill Hill person. I keep saying Mill Hill. Yeah, Mill Hill. Mill Hill person. I had a little trouble with the bee, but I got it done. But it's all good. I'll work on it. Now, another one that I really need to get done, I want to do it and I need to do it, is Votes for Women, because I've done the other two and I've got an idea of how to put them all together as to one finish. So I need to really get started on this one. And once again, I have material and the threads. Just need to get it started. I think that I just didn't start them because I was doing I wanted to really concentrate on my year whips and my Twin Peak Primitives 2020 is why. At least that's what I'm going to blame it. And then I got some embroidery stuff that I want to get finished, like this one. As you can see, there's not that much more to do on him. I need to get him done. I've got my flag that is not very done. It's embroidery. I love embroidery. God, I love embroidery. And then I got two more little Christmas panels that I want to do for my, I don't know if you can really see that. What I want to do for my panel, my hanging. So I need to embroider those still. So those are what I still want to work on. This is all stuff that I've listed. I'm like this big, I'm not like, I like to plan, I like to write out things, like stuff like that. That's fun for me. And on my calendar, over here is my list of stuff. Like this is my year of whips. And then I check it off and I don't bring it to the next month. See, like this is February's list of everything, right? And then this is July's list. And so when I finish something, I recopy the list to the next month and I leave that one out and then add things that I want to do. So I have a little running track. Every day I will write what I do. I write my finishes up here and when I started them, when I finished them. So I got my year of whips, Twin Peak Primitives 2020, Mill Hill, crochet, applique, embroidery, and what I still need to design. Because I got all the Stitch People stuff because I wanted to make some stuff. And Chance and Lane is getting married in November, and I was going to design them a little wedding thing. Haven't done it yet. Also want to stitch up stitching with the dachshund. And then all those other plans that I just showed you, they're not listed on here yet. So I will get them listed. So I think we have went over everything. My 24 hours of cross stitch. Double thumbs up. I think it was a success. I got some finishes. I completed my year whips 2020 Twin Peak Primitives 2020. Finished that up, but I will add more to it now. But with finishing up that was my idea for 2020. Now that I can add the other ones, I'm not under, and it's not really pressure, but pressure to get them finished in 2020 because they weren't on my original 2020 list. They're actually going to be on my 2021 list with more, obviously. Bought a few things, got my Halloween magazine book that I love and showed you what I wanted to do out of it. Got my plans. I think I've said everything. Everybody say a little prayer for Baxter. He is very lonely and missing Daisy. He usually is all over the place and he's just laying there. But it's been 1 week exactly and he ate all his food this morning. Usually he just takes he didn't eat for the first couple of days and then he started taking just a few bites. And today was the first day that he gobbled up all his food and was happy. So I think I have covered everything there. So there's only one thing left to say, and that is put some thread in a needle and get to stitching. I will see you guys later. Have a great week, people.